spin on spiritual development and paranormal activities. You're listening to Surfing the Cosmic Waves Radio. Time to listen into your host, Sonic Nova. Coming at you live from Spreaker Internet Radio, where we put a new spin on spiritual development and paranormal activities.
Welcome everybody. Today is Saturday, June 27, 2015. I'm supposed to do my show on Fridays, but hey, you know, since I don't have a huge audience yet, we're just going to do it today. And what we're going to talk about today is actually I'm going to bring the Avatar Consciousness group. Let's see, what the radio show is going to be about is our second Avatar Group Consciousness Earth Changes Part 2. There's going to be many parts to this. This is one of many. And basically what the show is about is Earth's transition, the upcoming Earth changes, the climate changes already here. They are updating us. The Avatar Group Consciousness is updating us on the events that are about to unfold regarding the methane release coming out of the Arctic Sea from the North Pole area due to the Geo-Engineering from the sick, demented Cabal and Illuminati Psychopaths. The way this is happening and what is coming, basically what is unfolding upon us. And regarding, I just saw this recently. It's all over alternative media, okay? Probably not in mainstream media. But there's this fear-mongering about a asteroid or meteor that may, I'm saying may, hit, because they're telling us the exact date, and that's always BS, that may hit September 24, 2015. What is the validity of this and what will really occur. And here we go. I'm going to play this beautiful thing from actually Star Wars. So here we go.
Difficult to see. Always emotion is the future.
So there you go. I couldn't have said it better. You said difficult to see. Future always in motion. So one of the things that the Avatar never does, the Avatar Consciousness Group, once I bring them in and channel them, is that they definitely don't come in and give you timelines, since they are in no timeline. So come learn what is up all on this blue, green, and brown planet, and come learn how we can and we will survive this great purification of the outer crust and the inner crust of Earth. So the other thing that they're going to talk about actually is how it will affect this planet. They also speak about the violet rain flames. I'm the only one apparently that has downloaded or gotten this decoded this information. And this will consume and purify this planet. It will move it from a fourth dimensional dimension to a fifth dimensional incarnation and dimension as well. And it is right up on us. They share how all of us will need to be prepared, how to prepare yourself to ascend into your higher 5D bodies. And in no way can any of you possibly imagine what the outcome is going to be. So they're going to talk about preparedness, and in preparing for that, what I'd like to also share with you, this is one that's great from Dune, actually. So here it is.
I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer, and death brings total obliteration.
So, as they said in Dune, fear is the mind little killer, so you must not fear. That's one of the key things that the Avatar talks about, is to align ourselves with our higher selves and to align ourselves with what I would call our infinite self. And then we can align ourselves with the rest of our cells and our memory. One of the things before I bring them into channel, I want to share several revelations with you all that have been big aha moments for me in the last couple of weeks. One of the things that has been so amazing, and I wish I could bring these people onto my radio show, but they're so busy that it's going to be kind of a challenge. They have their own things going on. But I was listening to two very key quantum physicists, actually. And this is one of the things I want to approach and discuss in our radio show, is that these two quantum physicists actually were mentioned to me by the Avatar Group Consciousness. Not only to me, but to a group of people that I was channeling in public in Las Vegas, Nevada in 2008. Where they mentioned that all the information they were giving us regarding the violet rain flame, because that's where this information came from, was basically going to be understood in the next few years. They didn't give us a timeline, because like I said, they live in no time, okay? So they're not linear thinking like we are. I'm not linear thinking either, but nonetheless, they discussed all these things about the violet rain flame, and initially I was pretty freaked out about after I did the channeling, because I do these trans channelings with them. And I was like, oh my god, what have I said? How come I'm saying all this stuff? I don't understand it. You guys don't put me in a bad position. I was all worried that I would get a horrible reputation for bringing forth some information, and they do, that is in my book that I just published. We all go to heaven, or we create our own hell. So you're welcome to look that up on Amazon.com. So the title of the book by Sonia Novik or Sonic Nova is We All Go to Heaven, or We Create Our Own Hells. And so there's a chapter there that goes great in depth about the violet flame, or the violet rain flames that are about to hit our planet. And it discusses all the different aspects of it. So if you want to get more into depth about that, you can buy that book on Amazon and get a Kindle copy, or you can buy it on my website, sonicnova.net. On our page that basically is our In the Media page, is where you will find that book if you want a signed copy. So In the Media will actually give you that book and the ability to buy it and get an author's copy. Anyhow, back to, I want to stop doing all the advertising and promoting here and get back to the meat of the matter. So here are my revelations, because in the last 2 or 3 weeks I was actually guided by the Avatar Group Consciousness, as they usually do, very quietly and very gently, to go listen to Nassim Haramein, okay? And at this point, I had listened to Nassim Haramein way back then, but his theories had not been published, and his theories had not been proven. Now they're proven, and they're published, and they're exactly what the Avatar Group Consciousness referred to regarding matter, and regarding what we are and who we truly are, okay? And regarding this violet rain flame. So that's one individual that in the last 2 or 3 weeks I've been really listening to. The other individual that I just got introduced to by my partner Chris is actually Dan Winter. And he's an amazing other scientist that's a quantum physics scientist. He's also he has like 3 other, I guess, scientific degrees. And the thing I love though about Nassim is that he did his own degrees. Okay, he did his own studies. He didn't go to school. He's self-taught, like all the geniuses are. The geniuses, that's why they call us geniuses, because we come out of the bottle. We're a genie. That's where the word genius originates from, is the genie. And all the schools on planet Earth at this point in time, except for maybe the Waldorf schools and some of the Montessori schools, but all the other schools, I'm going to actually include them in this category. They're part of the Cabal. They're part of the Illuminati agenda to stupefy planet Earth humans so that they can control us. Okay? I'm going to leave it in that simplistic terms. And definitely Dan Winter and also Nassim speak about this very, very in depth, and speak about the origins of us, which is something that actually the Avatar Group Consciousness came in and channeled this through me, and I have the channeled recordings here on Spreakers of our origins. And actually when Dan Winter was speaking about this, and he gathered all this information, all these data, okay, where he's verified that we are, there's 22 DNA races of other planetary systems within us, okay, in these human bodies that we contain that. And that's a lot of what the Avatar Group Consciousness was channeling through me. And there's 4 major, and you can listen to that radio show that was here, the origin of us and our DNA. It's actually one of the radio shows that was done here on Spreakers. So you could either send me an email and ask me which one, if you're interested in finding out which one it is. Or you could look it up in the episodes, and the episodes that you may want to look at is Avatar Group Conscious Intro. That would be one that would tell you about, and also Commander Ashtar, you all are us. So, I'm going to continue speaking about my big aha moments here. And one of the big aha moments was that the genealogy that we have it has been now validated through Dan Winter, who actually mentions a lot of different scientists that have actually validated our ET, extraterrestrial origins, in our DNA. Okay, so that's one. That was a big, huge aha moment for me, that I wasn't just channeling some, off-world weirdos. Because a lot of people do that and they get co-opted. Then the other thing that was really amazing, and that my big, huge aha moment, because I've always wondered, and the Avatar Group Consciousness, these beings, about 150 of them, never revealed to me. They just basically left it very vague as to who they are, where they came from, what kind of deities are these beings. And I just had that big aha moment listening to countless hours of Dan Winter and his YouTube videos. You can find them easily there. And what was pretty shocking to me and pretty mind-blowing is that I had this realization that I was listening to him. He said the only ones, because he does actually heed and listen to beings like myself, the channel, these higher vibrational frequency beings is what I call them. And he basically said that to listen to anything other than these solar, very clearly, deities, okay, that are off-planet, would be a waste of time for all of us. That to really listen to the solar deities, they're the ones that really have all the encoded information, the legitimate information that we should be listening to about our origins, about our power, about who we are, and what we're becoming. So those were 2 very big aha moments with Dan Winter, as well as the evolution of the planet. Okay, that was another thing that was pretty phenomenal. Then I started listening to Nassim Haramein, and he's done his paper, his quantum physics. He's eclipsed by 1,000-fold Einstein. Okay, and his theory of relativity. Dark, like wormholes. I call them wormholes, like wormholes, or I call them I forget what you call them. God. Where you actually can move through time and space and go to other planets instantly in a moment.
Folded space.
No, they're like not. I want to say it's not a starseed. It's a stargate. So stargates. And the premise of Nassim Haramein is that we are all that we are composed. Okay, that we are basically composed of dark holes, or what they call black holes or white holes, both, okay, simultaneously. And that science here on this planet is very retarded. Scientists here think that if they can figure out the biggest size of matter, then they'll be able to figure out the universe. Well, Nassim already figured it out. So you guys are idiots that are working for the Illuminati, as usual. And it's quite the opposite. It's going within. It's within us that we have these abilities, which is something that the Avatar group also spoke about. And every single time they come through, which you will see, they speak about this, which is amazing. Okay, they spoke about one or several quantum physicists would discover basically how to go through stargates, how to move through time and space, what we're really made of. And Nassim, basically, I have to say, Haramin has discovered that. And you're a hero, in my opinion. We take our hat off to you. And we wish you like huge success in bringing in the new technologies onto planet Earth so that we can, in a flash of a moment, go to other planets, start connecting with our stellar family, our galactic family outside of planet Earth. So that was another thing that was a big aha moment, because here were these beings that are our solar deities. That was my big aha moment also with Nassim, because he speaks about them as well. So the word soul actually means sun. We're all sun deities. We are made out of, and I've said this, we are made out of stardust. We literally are made out of the stars. That's what our DNA originated from, in all the planets, in all the galaxies, in all the universes. And I'm not just making this, I can back up my statements by you guys going and listening to Nassim and listening to what he has to say, and you'll go, oh my God. And I didn't have a scientific language to explain all this, and I still don't have that language because I'm not a scientist. But these gentlemen can very clearly denominate and translate quantum physics into spirituality, and spirituality into quantum physics, and how they're all connected and they're one and the same. So that's one of the things that was another big aha moment for me. That was quantumly, I have to say, a quantum opening in my mind. The other thing, and this is one of the things that the Avatar group consciousness group, is going to come in today and speak to all of you guys about. They're going to relay where we're at right now on planet Earth, what is upon us, the basically violet rain flame that's coming upon us, how it's coming about, and they won't give us time frames, but I have a sense that it's coming fairly quickly. So this is my own intuition. This wasn't from them, but as I was listening to Nassim and other people, there's all this, like I said at the beginning of the radio show, there's all this blah blah, fear mongering, that an asteroid, a big huge asteroid, is going to hit the planet Earth, okay, and destroy the Earth, right? And that they are preparing for this, actually, and they have in Puerto Rico that's going to hit on the Atlantic side of the ocean, blah blah blah. I'm not going to give you all those details because, again, I'm not into fear mongering, but I will tell you this, that I got this big clue. And they said this to me too. They said, you're not going to understand at this point in time, because I was so upset with them about the violet rain flame when they channeled it afterwards, because I was channeling. So when I came back, I was like, what did I do? What did I say? I guess I did that intentionally because I wanted to be a very pure vehicle for them, where I wouldn't bring in my own worries, fears of my ego, getting involved. And I wanted to give a pure transmission of them, and I felt that was the best way to do that. So basically, the big revelation is this that I had, is that, and this is basically why, I mentioned that at the beginning, that the Arctic Sea from the North Pole area, okay, due to geo-engineering, the chemtrails, the spraying of the skies globally with all this horrible metallic poisons, and we're talking about, and I will give you a website that you could go check this out, because we do need to have language for this as well to fight it. But the other place that I'd like you guys to check this out is, and I don't see it here, so I guess I'm going to have to find in my history and bring it back. But the other thing, I guess I'm going to have to bring it back in my Facebook. Yep, I'm going to have to bring my Facebook page back. And because I posted it here, is actually geoengineering affects our health, is what it says here, and your loved ones. And actually it's geoengineeringwatch.org. Okay. So again, that website, and I will post this after this loads on YouTube. I'll post all the links to all these different people that you could go look at and review yourself. So geoengineeringwatch.org. Now he's very doomsday-sayerish the way he was talking about this, but it was important for me to listen to him. I forget his name. I think is Dan. Let's see. Dan. God, I forget his name. I'm really sorry, you guys. I wasn't that prepared today for the show to give you all these details, but I will put it in the video that comes out from Spreakers on my channel, and I'll put it here for you guys, so that you could go research these people. Long story short, I put the two together finally and realized, because this guy said that they're basically and we have documented evidence of this. You could go look it up. You could look at the videos of how the ice caps are melting. I mean, literally melting. And basically, I mean, the ice caps, their purpose here on Earth is to cool down the Earth. Okay, so this geoengineering that the Illuminati, the Cabal have cost all of us, every single life form on Earth has a tremendous cost to it. And this guy Dan didn't really talk about why. This is another Dan, the geoengineering.org guy. He didn't say why. He doesn't understand that, because he's very scientific and grounded, and he's not about, like, you know, we have DNA that's alien in us, and we're connected to all these DNA cultures that are actually off-planet cultures. So he wasn't even going to go there, but I will tell you that I got this huge insight, because I do know that we are all these different things, and that we do have ET DNA in us, and we're starseeds. And for you starseeds, you'll totally relate to this, to what I'm saying. But my next biggest download is that this geoengineering that they've been doing since the 30s and 40s, actually since the Second World War, has actually damaged the Earth to the point that now we're having tremendous amounts of methane gas being released into our atmosphere, which actually turns into ice up in the sky, because the sky's pretty damn cold up there. Okay, where all the clouds get formed. And what was revealed to me, all of a sudden I put two and two together. I don't know the time frame though, and I'm not going to subject myself to predicting, because I don't believe in predictions. Okay, I believe in potentials and probabilities. Okay, this is a probability. The time frame I have no clue of, but this is for certain going to happen. This meteor, or whatever they're calling it, a huge meteor, and they are preparing for it for the last couple of years, because they don't have any idea either when it's going to hit us. You know, so that's the truth. They've been preparing since 2010. You know, and there's so many cry wolves out there that said it was going to happen in the 80s, then the 90s, then 2000s, then 2010s, and nobody has a clue. Okay, because nobody has that crystal ball, and scientists or no scientists. Anyways, this big, huge meteor, asteroid that's coming towards the Earth, okay, that's supposed to hit the Earth, right? I literally saw this vision, and I don't know how accurate it is, but what I saw is it wasn't going to hit the Earth, but it actually, a comet or a meteor does have like a tail that carries all this yucky stuff, you know, like not yucky stuff, but carries all this, you know, meteors basically that have landed on the Earth. I mean, we have lots of meteors. Moldavite is a meteor, and there's other kinds of mineral ores that have come from outside the planet, okay, and that have come into our atmosphere. But literally what I saw And like I said to you guys, and we'll see what the Avatar says about this, the Avatar group consciousness, but they kind of guide me in a very interesting way, where they download information and then I grasp it and I go, oh yeah, let's put those two together. What I literally saw is that this meteor asteroid was going to pass by the Earth. It definitely is going to cause some Earth, friction. What kind of friction? I have no idea if it's going to be that, we're going to have volcanoes going off, or if there's going to be earthquakes or tidal. I have no idea, okay? Because I'm not a scientist, like I said. But I do know it's going to affect us. But what I did see, it's like the match. Literally. So all the material that comes from the asteroid or the meteor's tail is going to come into our surface of the Earth. Okay, it is going to be brought into our, if you like, it's going to be magnetized, okay, into our atmosphere, and it's going to actually, this is what is literally going to cause that match that's going to come into the Earth, because when it comes in, it ignites. Well, folks, we have about, what is it? Since 1940, they've been doing geoengineering very quietly. Now it's like massive. Since 1970, it's been a massive attack globally, okay, of geoengineering the skies, for many different reasons. What you could do is you could go listen to this gentleman that I told you about. Geoengineering affects you and your loved ones. Geoengineeringwatch.org. Go look at him. And then Spotted in the Skies over the U.S. What is being kept a secret? I have that I'll put. That's a radio show that somebody else does that I'll post here as well as a link so that you guys can have that. But what I literally saw is that this meteor is going to be the matchbox to light up the methane that is in our atmosphere. And now the violet rain flame is becoming more solid, more solidifying to me as more of a reality of that this event is about to happen. Like I said, it all depends on when this gets ignited. Okay? So, nobody is covering this story. Like, nobody in alternative media. I've been, channeling this stuff since 2008. It's 2015. And nobody has covered this violet rain flame. Nobody's even touched upon it. And now I understand exactly how it's going to come about. So, that was my big next aha moment that I just had today, literally, and I decided to come in and do the show because I had this big, oh my God, I put the 2 and 2 together. It was like a flash, it came down to me and get the download, and it was like, violet rain flame, what would ignite it? Oh yeah, the matchbox, the comet. The comet's tail, or the meteors that come from the comet's tail that are going to come into the surface of the Earth and that are actually going to literally ignite the whole planet. Alright, so without further ado, I wanted to give you guys all those 4 or 5 points and wanted to cover them in detail. I am now going to sit back and allow the Avatar Group Consciousness to come in and speak to all of you guys and share their beautiful information regarding what's going to happen next. So, the Avatar Consciousness group is asking me to get centered, and in the process of doing that, I am going to play for you a couple of Dune like the movie Dune, about the sleeper has awakened. And also a couple other Dune pieces as we do this, as I get into my meditative state and bring them forth. So here you go. Namaste, everybody. We are the Avatar Consciousness Group, as our little one calls us. And many of the revelations that she has had over the last couple of weeks are very accurate. The one small item she left out, and it's out of her humbleness, is that she is as we are. And we mean that in the utmost truest sense, that her DNA is our DNA. So we'll be perfectly clear about this. And yes, she has finally discovered who we really are. That we are these sun deities, or as she calls us, solar deities. And we come from a very, very vast universe, not from this universe. Some of our group have come from the earth and ascended from the earth. Some of you are ascended masters that you know of, and some that you do not know of. But originally, you all are stars. And as Dan Winter and Nassim Haramein have stated very clearly, every single universe, star, galaxy, planet system, human system, animal system, insect system, everything in matter, everything does have the flower of life within it, does have the seed of life that cannot be destroyed or harmed. We understand that there's an anomaly that has occurred on your planet, and it was due to the fact that it was part of your evolutionary process. That anomaly is what you all call the Cabal, the Illuminati, the New World Order, all these overtakers that have been overtaken themselves and have no clue. And this gentleman that our little one was listening to today on a radio show that is basically the Geo-Engineering.org website that she will post here, like she said. That gentleman basically was stating several erroneous things due to his lack of perception of the greater picture. But he actually presented how these beings that are here now in your government, that basically what you all have now is you don't have a governing body that is part of your peers, shall we say. That's the best way we can describe this. It is more a governing body of corporations that are owned by a very small group. And yes, they are descendants from the stars. Originally, they were part Draco, and we've spoken about this before, of Draconius nature, and also Orions. And we talked about this last time and why they have like white skin, and we already talked about all this, so we won't bore you with that. But Dan Winter speaks about this very clearly. And there's other beings that actually show images of these creatures. That basically the white people here on Earth are descendants from. And the descendants of these beings that you may call, you have several Nephilim, Anunnaki, on and on and on. We actually have the actual true nature of these different DNA genodes that come from each of these different races. Yes? We won't bore you with that now because we did speak about this in the past. Nonetheless, this is your bankers, your religions. Religion means to weave, interweave, kind of like the spider's web that the fly got caught in. So hopefully you'll get that message about religions. Not kind of, but definitely. So you've been caught in there, the spider's web. They're the spider, you're the fly, if you get caught in that, and you have those belief systems, which hopefully will be popped out of existence with these new quantum physics scientists that we're so excited that are now actually and have been here and now are actually putting forth the real true origin of humanity, the real true origin of what the universe is made out of, and what you guys are, what all of you guys are. You all have a solar plexus, therefore you are a sun god, or solar deity, or sun deity. So that includes even the beings that have been overtaken by the off-world ETs that are manipulating them into destroying the planet with their geoengineering, with their RF, radio frequencies, with their Gwen, with their heart, manipulating the weather. This is all ancient civilizations that are off-planet technology that have been used in many other planets to control and manipulate the masses. So we want to give you a little bit of a pathway so that you understand all this and understand we really are very excited that our little one finally, she finally decoded what we were explaining to her and all these other beings in Las Vegas when we were presenting this in public to a group of, quite a few groups of hundreds of people that hopefully at this point, or individuals that have gotten it and realized what is upon us. Upon you, not upon us, but upon you. So, let's speak about what's upon you, and it is imminent. We don't like timelines. We don't live in timelines. Solar deities, we basically are beings such as you, but with a twist. And the twist is that we have raised our vibrational frequency in our DNA to such level that we actually are able to transmute ourselves and move through stargates. Why do you think they call them stargates? What is your sun? It is a stargate. Your Earth is a smaller stargate. You are a stargate. This is the things that we've been teaching all of you for the longest time. And now these lovely scientists have now realized the same and have hypothesized it, not only that, proven it scientifically, mathematically, which is a big relief for our little one, because now she knows that she is a true channel to us. So it proved two things to her, is that she is a true channel to us, that we are not a fraudulent group that is here to put fear into beings, into any of you here on the planet. As a matter of fact, quite the opposite. We're here to awaken you and to have you realize who you are and what your potential is and what you can potentiate yourself to become. But that is all up to every single one of you. Back to the ones that are controlling your planet, that are a very small group of very sick, demented, overtaken humans that have this ET-DNA that now have been stripped from, if you like, the beings that were actually giving them all the information, because these beings are 11th dimension, 10th dimension, and could travel in time and see the future. Well, those are, quite a lot of those beings have been removed off planet. A lot of the reptilians, a lot of the some of the Pleiadians. The Pleiadians are really not a horrible bad race, but there were some of them that aligned with the Orions, and there's a lot of information out there about the Orion Wars and what happened. So one of the great things for you guys to actually listen to would be Dan Winter, because he does reveal all this and how it all came about. So I won't get into the minutia of that, or we won't get into the minutia of that. You can go listen to him, because it's all there documented on your beautiful YouTube videos that you have available to all of you. So one of the things that we're going to speak about is how this, our little one thought that this, which is partially, she's partially correct, that there was a virus, or if you like, a pathogen which is parasitic in nature, and overtook the bodies of the governments of the world. Besides the threats that they've received from the top beings, like your Roman Catholic Church, all the churches, all your religions, and I will put one exception, is definitely Buddhism. Hinduism, there is a bit of taintedness there, but for the most part, the most pristine of all your religions would be Buddhism, because it's about harming no one and letting beings be themselves and do what they do without harming others. But all the other religions are pretty violent, and they were designed basically to control the masses. And obviously the priestly caste is the ones that are now the bankers on your planet, that have taken over your planet, that have controlled the purse strings, if you like. And this was all something that was designed pre-coming to Earth. And we're talking billions of years ago by Enki and those beings that actually Dan Winter speaks about. So if you want to learn about them, go listen to him. Nonetheless, what is happening now on your planet, and it is on the brink of extinction, and the only solution that us, the Avatar Group Consciousness, and others, the solar deities, if you like, the solar sun, S-U-N and S-O-Ns of the sun, and your Earth as well. You see, that's the other thing that is erroneous, that these beings, like the gentleman that actually has the Geo-Engineering.org website, he believes that the Earth doesn't, it's just basically a ball of whatever, of matter that has no consciousness, and it's quite the contrary. Actually, she is interacting with us. You got to understand that your Earth, one day, soon, will become a star. And that is the destiny of every single planet body, is that it goes into a physical mass, and it goes through the transition process of becoming a sun, a star. And that's the trajectory that this planet is moving towards. So no, it's never going to stay as it is. It's never going to be solid as you believe it to be. It's always in motion, always changing. And one of the things we want to discuss about that is that you either go with the flow of the Earth's changing and changes, or you will actually turn to ash. What is upon all of you? Very well. Let's speak about this. And let us say this. Our little one has put some very nice little touches. We would like to play this for you before we continue to speak about this. So we are going to play this beautiful soundtrack from Dune about fear.
I must stop fear. Fear is the light giver, and the earth-climate-changes brings total obliteration.
So, to liberate yourselves from fear, before we commence, and we speak about the earth changes, if you like, the Geo-Engineering, how the Illuminati Cabal, because of their insanity, see, you're dealing with a group of insane beings that you cannot speak to, you cannot rationalize with. They're lost. They have lost their solar deities to these off-world, if we could call this off-world also a cabal, their bosses, if you like, their controllers. So they have this control dominate agenda with you because that's what they're doing to them. Doesn't that make sense? So they reflect it all on you. Well, your liberation day is coming upon you very quickly. But it's not without a price. Because everything that you set into motion in the universe has a price. Everything that you set into the universe, which is positive, will grow positive fruit. Everything that you set into the universe that is rotten fruit or bad fruit would also grow into that rotten fruit. And that is what the earth is about to experience as you humans, animals, all plant life, all mineral life, and all insect life is about to experience, as well as, of course, the life that we speak of is not just mammals but birds as well. And of course, we're going to include the reptiles. All of life is about to come through a serious event. When we cannot say. We've been proclaiming this forever. The last time we spoke to all of you through this method, through this vehicle, we stated that within the next 20 years, this event would occur. We still hold to that claim. But it may be closer than more distant. It just depends on all of your consciousness and what all of you as a mass consciousness choose. Regardless, this event that is coming upon you, the little one definitely put it all together very succinctly. And yes, we assisted her in coming, realizing, having her realization moment, shall we say, having her apocalyptic moment. But your so-called apocalypse that they talk about in the Bible and all that, none of it is accurate and none of it is describing exactly what will occur. So we will repeat this for you, that yes, she is very accurate. The methane gas that is being released into our atmosphere is now being released at vast amounts, and it cannot be stopped. There's nothing, and we do not want to stop it, because it would be a disservice to all of you. So that's one thing that's occurring. And like we told the little one, we said that as soon as something lights up the sky strong enough, this methane gas then will come pouring down on all of you. The one thing that we'd like to say to the Cabal again, and to those of you cowards, because that's what you are, that have created this cataclysm, and it's not the cataclysm that you're hoping or expecting, because the information now that you're receiving from your masters is all garbled. And that's thanks to a group of other ETs, extraterrestrials, that have been cleaning house here so that readying, if you like, the soil, the water, the air, all aspects of this planet to come, the ethers, the earth, to come to a place where this purification will occur without a hitch. That's the other thing, that's even if we knew the timeline when it would happen, we wouldn't tell you, because these beings would try and shift it and change it, because it's all about control, domination, and destruction. That's what they're all about, and that's what they're sick with, is this basic parasite that is self-destructive. So for those of you that are not self-destructive, for those of you that are purifying yourselves and have been for the last 5 to 10 years, however you may have been doing that, but mostly the most important purification is the purification of going within and clearing your unconscious inside of your belly and clearing all your past karma and doing good deeds so that your karma can turn to a good turn of events as opposed to a bad turn of events. Yes, she is quite accurate, our little one, in actually realizing and having that self-awareness that when this meteorite, it's actually more going to be not really a meteorite, but it's going to be an asteroid that is going to come very close to your Earth. Not close enough to hit it. It definitely will miss it. You've had some very close calls, and NASA hasn't told you anything about this. In the last 10 to 20 years, this is the time frame, and there's some scientists that also have this verified, where this occurs. And that is a fact that your planet is overdue, because this is how the planet cleanses itself, you see, is that when it has asteroids coming through, and the asteroid belt passes through you, and the asteroid tail passes through you, passes by you, I should say, not through you, because if it was through you, although that did happen once, this is why you have all of your, and this is something that Nassim Haramein and Dan Winters and several others are finally discovering, is that your planet, the reason why you have all the pyramids put on your planet, is actually so that you can maintain and it could stay balanced after the last deluge. A lot of these off-world societies came here, brought this technology, and put it in place so that you wouldn't have, if you like, you wouldn't have the poles completely shifting and having another deluge. So it was architects like the real Commander Ashtar that came and assisted in this process in those time frames when the pyramids were put here. 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, and there's some pyramids that are as ancient as about 2 million years old and more, that are underneath the oceans, which also maintain the planet in its place so that you don't have this violent moving that it had at one point. So what is going to be occurring is that is going to be the match that it's going to ignite your skies. And it will come first, initially, when the first meteors start to hit your atmosphere. We're talking about small size meteors. We're not talking about football size meteors at all. We're talking about anywhere from a, let's say, baseball to a football. They will come, they will ignite, so they will not hit your Earth. That's the other thing that is happening, is that the gas is actually going to cause them to ignite in the sky, and then your violet rain will start pouring down on all of you. For you lovely, overtaken, sick psychopaths, we feel sorry for you that you've chosen this path, but so mote it be. You are the ones that are awakening humanity, so in that respect, you've sacrificed yourselves, and we thank you for that. In the other respect, you're overtaken, and you will be turned into ash. No matter where you hide, no matter how deep you go on this planet, you will perish. Your souls won't, but your bodies will. So all your seed vaults, all of your underground bases, you will basically be you might as well stay off above ground as staying below ground in your bases, and your selection of the beings that you actually are selecting that are going to accompany you in this. If you want to entomb those as well and create more karma for yourself, so be it. But this is what you're going to do to them, is you are going to create a giant tomb for all of you. This violet rain flame that is about to fall upon all of you, from the highest mountains to the depths of the earth, even the inner earth, the inner core of the earth, which is actually, it is hollow, and that is something that Nassim Haramein has actually proven and discovered. So this theory that it is or it isn't or maybe is all BS. To the core of that, it's the whole earth completely. To the molecular level will be purified by this violet flame rain. Which means there's nowhere to hide. So for those of you that were about to leave planet Earth, you know, after you totally tried to obliterate it, destroy it, and then go off on your ships, you're going to get hit with that violet rain regardless, no matter what. As you're taking off on your ships, because you still don't have that interstellar galactic traveling capability, because that was taken off your ships. It was actually removed. So your ships are now not able to fold space and travel through space like they originally were designed, which is going to be kind of fun for you guys. So wherever you go, wherever you hide, the law of karma is basically always, it follows you everywhere. So mote it be. And the law of karma means that whatever you reflect out to the universe comes back to you. So your paranoia is absolutely correct. You are correct to be absolutely paranoid and absolutely schizophrenic and having a nervous breakdown and completely off your rockers, because that is basically what's going to unfold upon you one way or the other. Whether you hire your military, you hire your police, your thugs to go after the civilians, matters not, you see, because the fate, you sealed your own fates by what you have done, the actions you have taken. So that is our message once again to you, the Illuminati, the New World Order, all the governments of the planet Earth that have actually been overtaken, that have been the slaves, because you are slaves, to the Illuminati, to the New World Order. And you see, they're slaves to the off-world ETs that were controlling them and manipulating them till we put a stop to it. That has ceased, and this is why you see them flailing all over the planet trying to create their plans that now are so absolutely obvious and so clear to all of you of what they're doing, because they don't have, if you like, we'll call them their navigators through time and space to show them the future so that they can hide things from you. All that has been stripped away. That's the good news for all of you on planet Earth that are waking up, to have that realization, and you can see their false flags everywhere. So now whatever false flag events they try to perpetrate upon all of you, it's very clear, and it comes to clarity very quickly. It gets revealed to all of you that is just one of their other tricks in their bags that are not working for them anymore. Because we want them to make an even playing field for all of you to see what all of you do. So, this is the part that we would like to talk now to the starseeds that are awake. So to all of you starseed beings in human bodies that are awakening and awake, to have the realization to let go of the fear. This is the most crucial thing here. And to start going within. This is why all your sacred texts, all of your illuminated ones, illuminated beings, yes, that have been on your planet, have always said the road, the path to freedom is going within. It's not an external experience. It is an external experience for you that are in physical form here, because you definitely, by your actions, by your thoughts, you create your reality. And what we mean by that is that this universe is very holographic and very reflective, like a mirror. So whatever you're thinking of, whatever you're creating, whatever you're conjuring up in your mind, and whatever you're putting forth into a frequency wave will come back to you as that same frequency wave. So if you wish to hurt others, you wish to bring pain and suffering to others, you wish to control others, the same thing will be reflected back to you. And that goes for everyone on the planet. So for all of you thug cops that have been torturing humans on planet Earth, and for all of you military beings that have been under a spell, wake up and have that realization, because pretty soon you're the ones that are going to be running from the solar gods that are going to be activated by this violet rain flame. Anyhow, and that will happen, this activation is going to happen, I would have to say, we actually don't want to give a timeline, but we will give you your Earth timeline. It would be like 30 to 60 days before this violet rain pours down upon all of you. You will have quite a few of your star seeds that will gain their full powers. Their telekinesis powers, everything. So when that occurs and you try to cause harm to anyone, all you that are out there hurting others, well, your day will come. That's all we will say about that. So, from the highest high of the control agenda to the lowest low psychopathic agenda, sadly for you, there will not be an Earth for you to continue destroying, annihilating, and terrorizing the populace. For you, your time is coming to an end. Now, for all the rest of you that are here as peacekeepers, as living the golden rule, which is do unto others as you would have done unto you, and that you are planting good karmic seeds by being of support and love to others, for all of you that are purifying your heart by going within yourselves and purifying the fears, the unconscious behaviors, all of your unconscious patterns that are now surfacing up into the surface and transmuting that, you are all ready now. You're ready before this event occurs to actually go from Anthropos 10 to Anthropos 11. You're also ready to transmute the rain, the violet rain flame that's going to come down on you, which many of you believe, the ones of you that believe that this is actually a gas that's going to burn you, so will it be. For those of you that will realize that it's a divine violet flame that's falling upon you, it will transmute you. And it will transmute your cells and make them from a carbon-based into a crystalline-based. It will fluctuate for a while, so this is why we say that the planet Earth will be physical and non-physical at the same time frame. And for those of you that still blame the Cabal and blame the Illuminati and the New World Order, actually thank them, because they actually have propelled an event that was going to happen within the next 150 years to 200 years. They propelled it now, and they've shrunk it down to anywhere from now to the next 20 years. Any time from now to the next 20 years, this event will occur. So you are blessed that these beings have actually sped up their agenda because they are afraid to lose their power and control and domination. And in that moment, they're liberating all of you. So we would like for you to thank them from the bottoms of your hearts and pray for these beings, because this time around, they played the villains and you played the victims. And we've talked about this before, about fear and the victim and the villain mentality, and how this planet's going to be purified of that as well. So, we are talking about that now, and we want to make sure that you understand this to the quantum level in your cell, in your solar being, that this is your journey to become a solar deity, a solar god, a sun god. Because once this transmutation happens on your planet, and once you have the violet rain flame pouring down upon all of you, upon this earth, it will be quenched by this. So the Native American Indians, in their oral tradition, from generation to generation, just like the Kabbalistic tradition was passed on verbally, this is the event that has been talked about in terms of the fifth incarnation of Earth, a purification by fire. Need we say more? Here it is. The methane has been released into your atmosphere. It's actually pretty dense up there in terms of how much methane is being released every day. It's been released for the past 50, 60 years. That's quite a long time. And it is building and getting ready for this great event of the match coming by, swinging by your planet and igniting it. And in some places it's going to ignite first, others it's going to come after, but the planet will be engulfed by this violet rain flame to purify it. And it's not exactly what your scientists would think. They would think, oh my God, the planet is going to turn to pure fireball and we're all going to disappear. Well, in fact, isn't that what us solar deities are, our fireball? Literally, quite literally, you could look upon us as that physics holding space. That's one of our elements, right? Is a solar deity would be a sun god, which means like your sun, like a star. And that is the destiny of your planet. Quite literally, this is the destiny, is that your planet will become a star, like your sun. Because every single planet does that. Every universe does that. From the universe, which is maybe your largest expression, to the most infinitesimal, smallest expression, all of it is a white hole, black hole, whatever you want to call it. All of it is a tube torus. Every single aspect is a tube torus. It is the flower of life. It is all these sacred geometrical forms that now have been mathematically proven to, this is what produces life. It also is what transmutes life. So this is the event that's about to come upon all of you, is a transmutation of your earth. Is the transmutation of your beings, as humans, as animals, as plants, as insect life, as reptile life, as bird life. All of it is going to be transmuted on this planet. Your water will be pristine again. Your planet will be pristine. And the only way to be able to be on your planet is going to be if your frequency, vibrational frequency, if you have hit that solar maximum within you, where you can convert yourselves into these new crystalline beings. The new crystalline children are not just the children that are being born now, are literally all of you that are going to remain on Earth, and that you are going to be the stewards of it and the protectors of it. And it is going to be very different on Earth, because whatever was built for these beings off-world that thought that they could re-terraform the Earth, that's why they had these government people the Illuminati, the New World Order, all of these bankers. That's why they were having them do all that and sacrifice themselves in the process. Not only to you, but to them as well, so that they could bring in a whole new metallic race onto the earth that wouldn't need this atmosphere, wouldn't need any of the things that are going to be here. But to their surprise, that is not what the earth is choosing. And like we said before, she is a consciousness, and she is choosing what is going to be on her earth. No other beings can choose for her but her, and all we are assisting her is in her transmutation from a physical planet to a physical, non-physical planet that then will evolve into and become a star, a sun. Because this is the trajectory that she has. For those of you that survive what the others will call a cataclysm, for those of you that will transmute yourselves, and that's not surviving, that's transmuting yourselves, and transmute your DNA, because it totally has all the capacitors, and we're using that word very, very specifically, to transform your bodies from a carbon base that would turn to ash into a crystalline, liquid crystalline base, if you like, that will be able to adjust to the new earth and its new highly oxygenated, highly fertile lands and animals, and it will be seeded back. The little one's partner, he was stating that he knows, and it is correct, we are validating this for Chris, that it is correct that we have huge spaceships that are not close by to you by any means, but right in the sun's aura, if you like, that will come here to reseed the planet with all and more than what it had before, but at a higher octave, at a higher vibrational frequency. Anything that's vibrating at the low densities, from a density, let's say, of 0, 1 degree, all the way through to 3 and 4th dimensional degrees, will no longer have resonance here, or resonance, both. Because this vibrational frequency of the planet will be not longer be resonating at those densities. It will be de-densified, and it will be vibrating at the higher octaves, 5th, 6th, and higher. So, this is what is upon you. This is what we'd like to continue sharing with you, and now we're so grateful that our little one is finally trusting us, awakening to us, and realizing that all these things that seem to be horrible events that have been horrible perpetrations that have been committed upon your planet, horrible things that appear to be, and we've always said that appear to be the most worst things that could happen to the planet, actually are something that Gaia herself, your planet herself, has chosen. What she didn't choose is the speed of it. That is something that your bankers, your politicians, not yours, but the ones that put themselves in power, because you didn't even put them there in power, by the way. They self-appointed themselves. All of you self-appointed psychopaths, because you are, you've lost your son within you, your soul. All of you that have been completely overtaken by this parasite will turn to ash, including this parasite that has been off-world will also turn to ash. How? We will not tell you that, but we'll let you know that this is in process and that it will occur very soon. Now, one of the other things we would like to talk about is the weather modification and how it has affected the planet. It absolutely has affected the planet. They do have control of machines that can change the weather in any part of the world. They can create droughts where they want. They can create snowstorms where they want. They have all the technology to do that, and that is why they're spraying your skies. They're spraying your skies so that they can manipulate the weather and force people to become their slaves and kneel down to them because they don't have food or water or whatever it may be. But those days for all of you that have created this karma for yourselves is coming to an end very quickly. As to the when, we will not be able to give you that information, neither will we choose to give you that information, even if we knew in your timelines when exactly this event will happen. We will not give that information because then we would give the upper hand to the off-world, if you like, because they do listen to all these communiques. The off-world parasitic race that actually overtook the Cabal's pyramid, if you like, power pyramid. So, with that, we actually are going to leave you now. We've been talking for a very long time. We've been sharing all this information with you. We're going to bring our little one back. If you have any questions at all, feel free to contact Sonic Nova at sonicnova.net. So it's sonicnova.net is where you can find our little one. And she does offer sessions with us, so if you'd like to have a session with us so we can prepare you for this great transmutation, if you feel so inclined, please go to her website, sonicnova.net, and you can navigate through the pages. It's fairly simple to do that, and you can have a private channeling session with us where we can give each and every single one of you a preparedness. If you like, we're going to give you a first aid kit on how to start moving forward into your destiny, which is for you all to become the solar deities that you are. You're just awakening to that, and what to do in the process to transmute yourselves and complete this transmutation before this violet rain flame event occurs on your planet. So with that, we bless you. We thank the Cabal. We thank, believe it or not, we thank all of you psychopaths for doing the right thing and continuing on your course, because in the end it's actually going to be beneficial for all of you, including them. And do remember this, the little one is correct when she wrote her book about heaven and her experience of going to heaven and back when she had her 2 death experiences and reignited herself back into life, is that in fact it is true that those that have caused most harm on this planet for eons also go to heaven. Everybody gets to go to heaven. So with that, we leave you, we thank you, and we bless you, and we bid you good night till next time.
Difficult to see. Always emotion is the future.
Alrighty then. Wow, that was pretty profound. I guess I'm going to wrap it up. I definitely promise you guys that when I post this, I'm going to post all the links for you guys to actually access. Dan Winter, Nassim Haramein, the guy that actually talked about the Geo-Engineering. There's a lot of very angry people on the planet right now, including myself, till the Avatar Group Consciousness came and talked to me in the last couple of days, where they were giving me my big aha moments and showing to me how this is actually going to be a very good thing. What seems to be a horrific thing and what seems to be like the end of the world is actually our new beginning, and I'm really excited about it. Like I told my partner Chris, I'm like so excited that this event is coming and that it's going to happen and it's going to purify the earth. I'm so ready for it. And I'm hoping that you guys are too. And for those of you that are not and that are in fear, please come see me in private. I would love to channel them for you and have them get you prepared for this great event, the Violet Rain Flame event and the purification of the planet, so that you guys could be here for that shift and change into the golden age. So, with that, I am going to say goodbye. And I'm going to play this for the Illuminati. This one goes to you all. the emperors of this planet, the ones that have controlled this planet for 7,000 to 8,000 years. So this is my adieu to you guys, and then after that, we'll have our next show next week. So have a great week.
This radio show is a live, interactive internet radio show where we explore our multidimensional true and divine nature. Here is where we enlighten and brighten your lives with all sorts of amazing, inspirational, and eye-opening information, from the occult to the extraordinary.